Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about the difference between debits and credits. I'm going to make it very simple in a way that you probably have never experienced before. Most business owners are terrified by this idea because they believe it's very complicated and they get confused by it. They don't have the time to memorize the different type of accounts. But what if I told you that you don't have to memorize and there is a trick that you can use to go around it? And why is it important to understand this concept? Because you may be using Quickbooks or any software for your bookkeeping, but sometimes you may have some miscellaneous entries, or you may want to make some adjustments, some corrections to your entries in the general journal. And it is important to understand these concepts if you don't have an accountant with you to work in your business, if you want to do it by yourself. So what is a debit? Basically, the way I would say it, debit is what we got and credit is where it came from. This is all that you have to understand. Debit is what we got and credit is where it came from. So let's say there's a transaction about some office supplies. So what happened in this transaction? I got the office supplies, so that's supplies expense. And where did it come from? It came from the money in the bank. So in this way, I'm going to do office supplies, and then I'm going to credit the bank accounts. We can try, for example, I have inventory, and then I sell some inventory. What did I get from this transaction? The cost of goods sold. I incurred the cost of goods sold in my business. And then what did the cost of goods sold came from? It came from the inventory. Inventory become the credit, and the cost of goods sold is the debit. And then what else did I get from this transaction? I got some cash. From what? From the sale of inventory. So the cash become the debit, and the sale of inventory become the credit. So I will debit cost of goods sold and cash, and I will credit inventory and sales. Like there is multiple scenarios where you are going to want to make adjustment. For example, you have customers that don't pay their bills on time, so you're gonna have to create an allowance for bad debt expense. And what's gonna happen in this case? What did you get in this scenario? You got some bad debts. So what is the debit in this case? Bad debt expense is the debit. And what did it come from? What allows to, what did make room for the bad debt expense? The allowance for bad debt expense. That's the credit. Let's say there is an employer portion of the Social Security. What's gonna happen? We got some payroll tax expense in the company. For what? Where did it come from? What caused the payroll tax expense to be incurred in the company? The Medicare payable. So this is just like, so it's pretty simple. Just what we got and where it came from. What did we incur and what caused it to happen? This is pretty much all that you have to know. If you don't want to memorize the difference between like the different type of account and all this, just use this trick. And I mean, most of the time Quickbooks will do the job for you, but at some point you're gonna have to make some adjusting entries. You're gonna have to make some corrections. You're gonna have to use the standard journal entries for let's say you have several let's say you have a list of recurring transaction every month, like depreciation expenses and all this. You're gonna have to use the standard entry journal or the general journal. Then at that point you won't have Quickbooks to make the adjustment, to make the entries for you, and you're gonna have to do it by yourself. That's why it's important to at least know these tricks so that you can do it in the meantime before if you don't have an accountant, before you contact an accountant, or if you are in a rush or something. This can definitely help you. Remember again, guys, debit is what we got, and then credit is where it came from. Debit is what we incurred, and credit is what's allowed it to incur. You don't have to memorize no accounts. You don't have to know accounting principles and all that. Just do that, and that can definitely be helpful in your business. Alright guys, this is it, the tip of the day. And make sure that you subscribe to this channel, that you like this video, that you comment below, you give me your thoughts, and you share this video, and also contact me at digitply.com. And always remember, we are here to multiply your digits. We think vertical and multiply your digits. Alright guys, I'm Daniel from digitply.com. Peace.